live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening and welcome to the 9 p.m. news telecast of the prestigious channel of Sri Lanka. I'm Kachchativu
and I'm Kasani. We start off with a look at your headlines for tonight.
President says that the government will fulfill the responsibility of building a strong economy to the people while bringing life again to the north. Northern Coconut Triangle initiated. 12.5 billion rupees earmarked this year for the construction of bridges and highways in the north. Modernization of 100 railway stations started from Talpe. 2 ultra-modern scanners to check baggages at the Kachchativu Airport arrival terminal. President of Sri Lanka Freedom Party says he has no dreams of becoming the president. Indictment served to former Minister Anura Priyadarshana Yapa and his wife. SSP Satish Gamage further remanded. Number of deaths crossed 1,400 in the Afghan earthquake. International organizations to provide assistance.
We move on to those and other stories in detail. In your top local story tonight, President Anura Kumar Dissanayake says that the government will fulfill the responsibility of building a strong economy to the people while bringing life again to the north.
The President made this observation participating in the inaugural function themed Ratama Sarukarai Diraturu Kapturu Savia of the Northern Coconut Triangle today. The function was organized in parallel to the World Coconut Day. The function was held under the patronage of President Anura Kumar Dissanayake at Puducherry town. The government has planned to promote Jaffna, Mullaitivu and Banna as the Northern Coconut Triangle, joining the 3 towns of Point Pedro, Silamathura and Kokilai. Under this program, 16,000 acres of coconut cultivation are expected to be established in the northern province by 2025, with the expansion to 40,000 acres projected within the 3 years from 2025 to 2027. It is expected to raise the annual income from the export of coconut-related products by $70 billion. The presentation of entitlement letters for government subsidies was also conducted for coconut farmers in the north on this occasion. Today's program included the presentation of the magazine Compliant to commemorate the World Coconut Day 2025. Deputy Director General of the International Coconut Community, Nuwan Chintaka, presented the President with the appreciation certificate of the International Coconut Community. Minister Samantha Vidyaratna said that with around 36,000 acres of land has been given to the entire country, the highest number of acres of coconut plantation has been allocated to the north. He thanked the President in this regard. 16,000 acres of land has been provided, although along with a sum of 500 million rupees for coconut cultivation is given. There are a number of coconut cultivators in the north and all of them will be given to the above entitlement. Seed coconuts and coconut saplings will be provided free of charge through the Ministry of, and a subsidiary of 30,000 rupees will also be provided per acre for this purpose. The President has approved, after planning and discussing the entire thing, to continue the fertilizer subsidy. President Anura Kumar Dissanayake stated that a large number of people who were deprived of economic opportunities due to conflicts in the past are living in these areas. It is the responsibility of the government to provide a strong economy for them, and a number of steps have been initiated for this purpose. The present coconut cultivation program has been implemented in order to develop the economy with the hope that it will be helpful for the people who are faced with economic difficulties. The government will not allow racist politics to have used it ugly and head again, and the government will not hesitate to take the bold steps in this regard. The defeat groups might try to bring back the racist activities again, and the President elaborated. The government affairs that they will have to roll back in the face of the progressive steps taken by the government. The people of North suffering from various economic difficulties, but the government will gradually find solutions to them. The government also has the courage to achieve the targets through a proper plan. The government will solve these problems and in an orderly manner, but it needs a justifiable time for this purpose. The President pointed out the government has laid the foundation in this regard during a period of approximately 1 year. All areas are showing a progress compared to last year, and the foundation had been laid to convert the country into a new state. The assistance of the people living in these areas are extremely essential in that journey, the President concluded. The first seed coconut production unit in the northern province was inaugurated today at Pallai under the patronage of President Anurukumara Dissanayake. As a part of the Northern Coconut Triangle project, the initiative has been implemented as a collaborative program between the Coconut Research Institute of Sri Lanka and the Chilo Plantations Company. Marking the commencement of operations at the production unit, the President planted a seed coconut sapling. Meanwhile, the President also visited a coconut-related exhibition organized by the Coconut Development Authority in the area opposite to Pudukkotiripu Central College.
Following his participation in a series of inauguration and development programs in Jaffna, President Anurukumara Dissanayake undertook an inspection visit to Kachchativu Island. Minister of Fisheries, Aquatic and Ocean Resources Ramalingam Chandrasekhar, Minister of Public Security and Parliamentary Affairs Ananda Vijayapala and Rear Admiral Buddhikalianagamage, Commander Northern Naval Area, also joined the President on this visit. The President remarked regarding the controversial Kachchativu Island on this occasion. President Anurukumara Dissanayake said that Kachchativu was a place of great importance to the fishing community. He stated that a broad dialogue had now emerged regarding the island and emphasized that it was the government's responsibility to safeguard the country's land, sea and airspace. He further affirmed that they were committed to fulfilling that responsibility.
The first stage of the national program to modernize 100 railway stations in the country commenced today, centering the Thalpe railway station. The program has been named as Dream Destination. The Deputy Minister laid the foundation stone for widening the Thalpe railway station, and this initiative, implemented as a joint effort of the government, private sector and the public, seeks to rebrand Sri Lanka's railway stations with a modern identity that aligns with international standards. The Ministry of Transport, Highways, Ports and Civil Aviation, together with Clean Sri Lanka program and private sector contributions, will oversee the modernization of 100 railway stations under this project. Deputy Minister Dr. Prasanna Gunasena said that the railway service is like a sleeping giant. This is a small attempt to wake up that giant. It was done with the help of Star Garment Private Limited under the leadership of Clean Sri Lanka initiative. Neo Engineering Private Limited provides technical support for this purpose. Accordingly, 100 railway stations will be modernized within the next 2 or 3 months. The entire country will be made a work site during the next 4 years by implementing the development projects.
Clean Sri Lanka මූලිකත්වය අරගෙන Dream Destination project එක යටතේ අපේ ඉන්න අපෙත් එක වැඩ කරන Neo Engineering ආයතනයක් ඒගොල්ලෝගේ තාක්ෂණික දායකත්වය අපිට නෝඩුව ලැබෙනවා. ඒ සියලු දෙනාගේ සහභාගීත්වයෙන් අපි පටන් ගත්ත වැඩක් දුම්රිය ස්ථාන 100ක් නවීකරණය කරන්න ඒ සඳහා පෞද්ගලික දායකත්වයක් අපි වගකීමෙන් කියනවා ඉදිරි මාස 2-3 ඇතුළත පටන් ගන්න රටේ සංවර්ධන ව්‍යාපෘති හරහා ඉදිරි අවුරුදු 4 තුල
Deputy Minister Ratnakamage, Parliamentarian Nishantha Samarwera, Railway General Manager Ravindra Padmapriya and many others were present at the opening ceremony.
Well, swaying towards Afghanistan to take a look at its current situation, rescue operations continue uninterrupted for the people trapped in the rubble caused by the earthquake in eastern Afghanistan. Currently, over 1,400 deaths have been reported and more than 3,000 individuals have sustained injuries. Taliban authorities in Afghanistan have informed that many villages in the Kunar and Nangarhar provinces have been devastated. According to foreign reports, approximately 8,000 houses have been destroyed. Due to a lack of secure shelter for the survivors, many are spending the night out in the open. Reports indicate that a significant number of people remain trapped under the rubble. Foreign media further reports that humanitarian organizations have begun coordinating efforts to provide assistance to the affected population. The NATO Secretary General has said that countries which have previously refrained from offering assistance to Afghanistan due to political or military reasons must now provide their support during this crisis. He emphasized that every household in the affected areas has suffered damage and the survivors have lost everything. The United Nations has stated that the damage to major roads caused by the earthquake has impeded ongoing rescue operations. The United Nations Humanitarian Coordinator for Afghanistan has also mentioned that reaching remote areas remains one of the greatest challenges in the ongoing relief efforts.
On your more local stories and on a different note, indictments have been filed at the Colombo High Courts against a group of defendants, including the former Minister Anura Priyadarshana Yapa and his wife. The case has been filed under the charges of misappropriation of public funds by illegally spending a sum of over 6.1 million rupees of the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation. The complaint was summoned before the Colombo Magistrates Court today, and their Criminal Investigations Department informed the courts that indictments have been filed against the defendants at the Colombo High Court. The magistrate ordered the defendants accordingly to appear before the High Courts when noticed. Senior Superintendent of Police Satish Gamage, who is under the charge of soliciting a bribe, has been further remanded until the 16th of this month by the Colombo Magistrates Court. The case was summoned before the Colombo Chief Magistrate Asanka Bodragama today. The suspect was produced before the courts by the Bribery Commission under the charge of soliciting bribes amounting to 140 million rupees from drug dealers, organized criminals and the public who came to police to obtain their services. And the two suspects who killed a youth by shooting at the hull in the area in Palansuregama, Kahawat have been identified. The two suspects who were in remand custody was produced before the Palmadul Magistrates Court and identified by the witnesses at an identification parade held at the court premises. The suspect, who is alleged to be the gunman of killing and the driver of the jeep that transported the suspects, have been identified today. The ninth suspect of the killing is the alleged gunman, a resident of Kiribadgud area, Ramesh Chintaka, and the 10th suspect, a resident of Dela in Ratnapura, Handurugue Ravindra Yasas, have been identified as by one witness. The other 8 suspect, who was in remand, further remanded until the 16th of this month. A 22-year-old resident of Palansuregama, Hallinda area named Suranjana was abducted, shot and killed by a group on the 30th of June this year, pretending to be as police officers.
According to Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya, the responsibility of bringing about a transformation within the country belongs not only to the political leadership, but it also includes the officials who provide leadership to the government service. The Prime Minister made these comments at the function of awarding of appointment letters to new officials recruited under a limited basis to the Sri Lanka Education Administrative Service as Grade 3 officials. The function was held at the Ministry of Education. Appointment letters were handed over to 405 new officials recruited on a limited basis as Grade 3 officers of Sri Lanka Education Administrative Service. The Prime Minister was of the opinion that the progress of qualitative changes of the education sector during the next decade will depend on the skills of the new officials. Secretary to the Ministry of Education, Higher Education and Vocational Education, Nalaga Kalueva, Additional Secretary of Educational Service Department, Kamalari Singer, along with a number of other officers, joined. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya said that joining the administrative service of the education sector was one of the greatest opportunities available to those who wish to serve the country. She stated that if officials truly love the nation, this was their chance to contribute meaningfully. She explained that the Ministry of Education was not only a place that imparted knowledge, but also one that responded to public concerns. She also assured that the government would never instruct officials to engage in wrongdoing, to break the law, or to give undue advantage to friends or associates. The Prime Minister further emphasized that no parliamentarian had ever requested such favours, adding that officials were not expected to bend rules for individuals or institutions. Instead, she said what was asked of them was to address the needs of the people, since as representatives of the public, the government had a duty to present those concerns and ensure they were resolved. President Anrukumar Dissanayake says that the objective of the government is to develop the country through a planned program by expanding the economy into the village while identifying economic feasibilities.
The president made these comments during the occasion of the construction of Vaduakal Bridge in Bolathiv district today. The president stressed that the government will dedicatedly take steps to save the rural people of the country from poverty during its tenure. The government is also planned to initiate a number of development projects island-wide during this month, located along the Parantan-Karanchi Bolathiv road near the Nandinakal Lagoon, and the bridge carries over 3,000 vehicles daily. Owing the lack of maintenance for many years, it has become severely unsafe. Accordingly, under the Road Development Authority, the bridge will be reconstructed as a NIV 2-lane bridge. President Anrukumar Dissanayake said that the irrigation system under the Muthiankattu tank was being developed, and test steps had also been taken to improve facilities to the Manchveli Hospital. He added that the studies were being conducted regarding the Kokilai Bridge, and if reports confirmed its feasibility, funds will be allocated next year for its construction. He explained that the large sums of money had already been set aside through the Road Development Authority this year, and even greater amount was planned for the next year. The president further noted that when laying the foundation stone for the bridge, the completion date would also be announced, with September 2nd, 2027 being the targeted deadline. However, he believed the project could be completed earlier. He emphasized that the government's key goal was to ensure that every project launched had a clear stated completion date. Minister of Transport, Highways, Ports and Civil Aviation Bimal Ratnayake, joining this occasion, stated that the government is dedicated to bring unity and development jointly to the north. He added that the government has allocated a sum of 12.5 billion rupees for the construction of bridges and highways in the north this year. Minister Bimal Ratnayake said that the project had been designed by a government formed with the people's contributions. He pointed out that while the initiated estimate was 15 billion rupees, the cost has now risen to 18 billion rupees. The minister said that the government had taken on the responsibility of completing the project properly, and added that an additional 4 billion rupees would be used to support development of Kilinochchi and other northern districts. He also mentioned that the 8 billion rupees had been allocated for local roads, and urged local leaders to ensure accountability in implementation together with state oversight. He stressed that the government's broader aim was to transform underdeveloped areas into prestigious regions, addressing the hardships faced by the people in remote locations such as the Delft Island. Stay tuned with more local stories after this break.
என் அண்ணா தான் என்ன பள்ளிக்கூடத்துக்கு கூட்டிட்டு போனாரு. மழைக்கு கூட என்னோட அண்ணாவை நிறுத்த முடியல. ஏன் வெயிலால கூட அது சாத்தியமாகல. தங்கத்தை விட நீங்க தான் அண்ணா எனக்கு பெருமதியானவர்.
உங்கள் தேவைக்கான அதிகபட்ச உதவி. கமர்ஷியல் கிரெடிட் ரன்னய பொன்னான வாழ்க்கைக்காக.
Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Welcome back with more local stories. And the two state-of-the-art scanners were installed today at the arrival terminal at the Kachchativu airport.
The two machines cost 50 million rupees. The two scanners with cutting-edge technology have the capacity of clearing bag and baggage of 20,000 passengers daily. Sri Lanka Customs will be able to provide a more efficient service to passengers with the help of the two scanners. It is significant that the German-made scanners have the facility to get three-dimensional views of the baggage of passengers. Director of Customs Sivadi Aruguda was also present at the inaugural operations of the two machines. Customs Director Sivadi Aruguda said that the system had the capability to prevent the entry of illegal goods into the country, including narcotics and other prohibited items.
And meanwhile, the government of Indonesia says that it will continuously support the program of the Sri Lankan government to strengthen the health system of the country. Indonesian ambassador in Sri Lanka, Devi Gustina Toming, who met Minister Dr. Nalinda Jatisa and the Minister of Mass Media last evening in a special meeting, made this observation. The ambassador inquired the minister regarding the provision of Indonesian pharmaceuticals to the market in this country. The minister explained the ambassador the methodology to procure pharmaceuticals and the government's program to be implemented to strengthen the production of medicines in the country. Ideas were exchanged regarding obtaining pharmaceuticals produced in Indonesia to the island. The importance to further strengthen diplomatic relations between the two countries in culture, politics and economy was also stressed during the meeting. Secretary to the Ministry of Health and Mass Media consultant Dr. Anil Singh was also present during the talks.
Sri Lanka Freedom Party celebrated its 74th anniversary at the party headquarters today. The ceremony was held under the patronage of Party President Nimal Siripala de Silva. Former Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena and a group of political party leaders were present at the occasion. SLFP General Secretary Duminda Dissanayake said that the time had come for political parties to modernize while preserving their founding principles in order to align with the world. He explained that the party's new journey was being shaped to suit both the country and its people while also reforming the opposition. He added that strong efforts were being made to transform the SLFP into a progressive democratic party. SLFP Chairman Nimal Siripala de Silva said that many people expected sudden and drastic changes in politics, but such rapid transformations could not be expected. He emphasized that in order to change the political environment, the party needed to be organized and strengthened. There was a need to hand over the party to a group of people with vision and integrity. He had never pursued the chairmanship with a presidential ambition, noting that while many who dreamed of becoming president sought the post, the party encouraged them instead to join, prove themselves and contribute through their capabilities. Parliamentarian Dayasri Jayasekara has not been invited for the SLFP anniversary. He expressed his views in this connection. Parliamentarian Dayasri Jayasekara of the SJB said that the development activities being carried out had no legal legitimacy, particularly for the group in question. He stated that Nimal Siripala de Silva had not been legally appointed to the position of chairman of SLFP, and similarly Duminda Dissanayake was also not among individuals lawfully nominated by SLFP. He further said that in the past these individuals had joined the government of Ranil Wickremesinghe, accepted various positions and aligned themselves with the former president's administration in order to gain power.
And now we'll bring you several development news items in brief. A ceremony organized by the Polpidigama Veterinary Office with the aim of implementing the Dairy Hub national concept for the country's self-sufficient with milk was held at the Polpidigama National School today. The farmers in the area were informed regarding the nutritious fodder that can be given to the milking cows and this program. They were also enlightened on the technology of increasing liquid milk production and to adopt imported milking cows in the local environment. Deputy Minister Namal Karunaratne graced this occasion as the chief guest. Minister Professor Krishanta Abesena says that it has been planned to set up 25 seed planting centres at the Vidata Resort Centres. He revealed this fact at a workshop held in the Vidakati Divisional Secretariat. These Vidata centres are functioning as coordinating units to pass the modern science, technology and research knowledge to rural areas. The newly renovated road from Bover to Indonesia-Sri in the Welwada Divisional Secretariat area was visited with the public yesterday. The Uva Provincial Development Department has spent 9.8 million rupees for this project. The renovated road provides facilities for the local and foreign tourists who come to visit the attractive Idalgashin railway station and the surrounding picturesque environment. Chairman of the Welwada Pradesh Sabha Ajit Kumar and many others were present at the opening ceremony. Venerable Dharampanawe Anandathera has been appointed as the new Anudayaka of the Askiriya chapter. The traditional custom to inform this appointment to the Malvatu Mahavihare was conducted today. According to the historic traditions and rituals of the Askiri and Malvatu temples, since nearly 3 centuries, when a Anunayaka of Mahanayaka portfolio is vacant, is one of the temple, the Karaka Sankasabhava of the relevant temple convene a meeting and appoint a qualified thera for this designation. There is a tradition to inform the other temple officially regarding the new appointment. According to the tradition, Mahasangha of the Askiri chapter arrived at the Malvatu Mahavihare in a procession through the Kandy town. The delegation was warmly accepted by the Mahasangha of the Malvatu Vihara. Registrar of the Malvatu Vihara chapter, Venerable Dr. Pahamuni Sri Sumangala Thera, expressed these compliments to the new Annayaka Thera on behalf of the Malvatu chapter. And now some more local news items in brief. 41st War Heroes commemoration of the Police Special Task Force was held at the Police STF Training School in Kattukurunda yesterday. IGP Attorney at Law Priyantha Veerasurya graced this occasion as the chief guest. Distribution of smart boards for the classrooms of the Viharagama Primary School in Madaragiri commenced yesterday. Chief incumbent of the Madaragiri Buddhist Centre, Venerable Madaragiri Asajithera, mediated this project. The 50th death anniversary of the veteran artist, painter Solis Bendis was held yesterday at the Sri Dharmaraja Vidyalaya premises in Mahaveva. An exhibition of photographs and paintings, including the copies of paintings of the Kalaniya temple, has also been organised there. Parliamentarian Sugat Vasantha De Silva and many others were presented at the occasion. The Symposium 2025 of the Industrial Technology Institute was held today in Colombo, and it has been organised to mark the 70th anniversary of the institute.
To officially welcome.
Sri Lanka stands at a critical juncture in its development journey. The global landscape demands agility, resilience and innovation. We face pressing challenges in sustainable agriculture, climate adaptation, digital transformation and industrial competitiveness. The science and technology sector must rise to meet these demands, not in isolation, but in strategic alignment with national priorities. In this context, ITI's roles become even more vital. We expect ITI not only to maintain its leadership as Sri Lanka's premier R&D institute, but to evolve into a regional technology hub, one that sets benchmark for excellence, fosters cross-border collaboration, and drives inclusive innovation.
That's it on local stories. Stay tuned with international news after this break. Welcome back with your international updates. Nearly 1,000 people have lost their lives in the Mara mountain range area in western Sudan due to a recent landslide disaster.
Search operations continue to locate the missing individuals. The excessive rainfall over several days has contributed to this catastrophic situation, with landslides reported in multiple regions. One village in particular has been completely destroyed. The Sudanese Liberation Army, which controls the affected area, has requested humanitarian assistance from the United Nations and other regional international organizations. Following recent conflicts between the Sudanese military and the paramilitary rapid support forces, over 200,000 people from the northern Darfur region have sought refuge in the Mara mountain area. In your sports news tonight, St. Joseph's College Colombo won the overall boys championship of all island schools swimming competition.
The girls championship has been won by the Museus College Colombo. The competition, organised by Sri Lanka Schools Aquatic Sports Association, was held at the Sugatadasa swimming pool in Colombo. 1,170 swimmers from 225 selected schools on provincial basis island-wide participated in it. Competitions were held in under 14, under 16, under 18 and under 20 boys and girls categories. Swimmers were able to set new championship records at the competition, and the third place of the girls category was won by Lyceum International School, Vattala and Mahamaya Girls College, Kandy. The second place was secured by Ladies College Colombo, which received 46 points. Museus College Colombo, securing 57 points, became the champions. In the boys division, St. Peter's College Colombo secured the third place, while Ananda College Colombo with 60 points became the second, and St. Joseph's College Colombo won the championship with 93 points. And with that, we conclude tonight's news. Do just tomorrow at the very same time. I'm Charlita, signing off with Kasuni. Stay safe and good night.
Good night.